wonder if we are live. I always wonder if we are live. Until the moment when I know that we are live. We are live. Now I know. Welcome. Welcome to Sakura Shimmachi. Famous for being the home of characters from this manga anime. Bonus points if you know the name of this anime with these characters. If you do, please let me know in the chat. Anyway, Sakura Shimmachi, a nice little residential neighborhood on the Dein-Toshi line, not too far from where I live, between Futako Tamagawa and Shibuya, basically. So today's plan is to walk around a little bit around here. There's a nice little greenway not too far from here, so I think I will go up there and follow it. Maybe walk all the way up to Sakura, no, all the way to Sangenjaya. That's the plan for today. Hope you all had a great weekend. I'll lower the exposure a little bit here. There we go, better. Hope you had a good weekend. I did. It was, I don't know, it was a little bit shocking, of course, like how Halloween was this thing that was on everybody's mind this weekend, and then we had this massive tragedy in Korea. So it kind of made me, like, I don't know, I feel a little bit bad because when I did my last live stream, which was the Halloween live stream in Shibuya, I kept complaining about how loud and obnoxious and annoying I thought the police were, but then when I came home I heard about what happened in Korea and I kind of realized why they were acting like they did. I mean, the police. So yeah, I kind of regret that I was so negative against them. I should be grateful that there was no such tragedy happening here in Tokyo. So yeah, and of course, you know, Korea is very close to Japan. I've been there many times. I have many friends there. My wife's sister partially lives there. So yeah, it was very shocking to hear about this massive tragedy. So not the best weekend ever, I must say. But now it's a new week. I'll try to look forward and be more positive and enjoy today's walk. At least we have great walking weather today, so that's a good sign, good start. So I will just walk one more block here, then I will turn to the right and start heading towards this very nice little greenway. Somewhere along today's walk I also hope to do a little coffee break, and of course as soon as this walk ends I will do a Patreon only live stream. So for those of you who are my Patreon supporters, you have something to look forward to. I think today's stream will be like an hour and a half maybe. Dom Silgui, Lula president. Oh, so he won? Okay, great. Congratulations. Congratulations. Lemmy, good morning. Hope you rested well. Yeah, I did. I was also very hangover on my last live stream. Haven't been that hangover in a long time. And it's because of you, Lemmy. It's your fault that I was so angry. No, not really, but it was a great weekend in the fact that I met all you guys. That was a great thing about this weekend. Friday night was awesome. So thanks for that. Here's some information about houses for sale. Quite expensive though. This is also a pretty typical local Japanese residential neighborhood. A little bit more, how should I say, upper middle class. Not like super fancy, but still a quite nice area to live. I'm not super familiar with the streets around here, to be honest, so I probably need to check the map just so I can find the entrance to the start of the greenway that I'm looking for. Jenny is very strict. Jenny is the strictest moderator on my channel, so you might remove your posts if you only use emoji, for example. Big bicycle parking here, which is quite common. Like basically most train stations always have, at least in the suburbs like we are now, then there's always a big bicycle parking near every train station. And I probably mentioned this before, but bike parking in Japan is usually not free. You have to pay for it, which I find very odd, but I guess it's a consequence of the lack of available land. So I don't know, most other countries, they are like, they want to promote people using bicycles because it's good for the public health. But yeah, not in Japan. Not in Japan. Reflection reveal. Okay. So yeah, at my local station, it's free for 3 hours to park your bike at the big shopping mall, but then you have to pay. And if you want to stay like for longer, there's like, you can pay 160 yen for a day parking ticket. Then you can have your bike parked there for as long as you want during that one day, or you can buy a monthly parking pass, which gives you unlimited parking of your precious bicycle. There's actually a nice coffee shop. I think here, yeah, this one. Here's a very nice coffee shop, but I think it's a little bit too early for a coffee break now. Pizza Mafia Tokyo, best pizza in my life. I should try this place. Haven't been. But that's some pretty bold words. Another one. Like, I kind of want to make a photo book or something on all the lovely little tobacco shops and tobacco stands that dots the street in Tokyo. They're usually, I think more often than not, they're not in the business anymore, but they still have tons of charm. Looks like we just passed 200 viewers. Thank you all for joining me today. That's good. Hope you will enjoy this little relaxing Tokyo neighborhood walk this morning. For a moment I was planning to head into the city center today for my stream, but I got quite a bit delayed. Like it took longer than usual to drop off Mini Explorer, and then I also felt like nah, don't want to go all the way into the busy city. I feel like a more relaxed little morning walk today. So this is what you'll get. Okay, I should turn here. Let's see, shall we maybe switch to the camera so you can see the areas a little bit more. This is the last day of October. So when I came back to Japan from Sweden, this time I told myself that I would try to stream daily for all of October, or like every weekday. It's kind of the secret little rule I told myself. I didn't really follow it that well because some weekdays I didn't stream, but then on the other hand I streamed on many weekends instead. But I think on average, I think I managed to do quite a lot of streams this month. Probably close to like, yeah, one for every weekday. So I think for next month, there will be a little bit fewer streams. Brad Ward, thank you for the 99 cents. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Convening Coffee Fund. Yeah, so for next month, for November, I think I will stream a little bit less frequently because after all it takes a lot of time to do all these streams. Not so much the streams themselves, but as I mentioned so many times before, it's the whole logistics of getting somewhere interesting to walk, and then when the walk is over, getting home and everything. So I really feel that my time is more limited now, and I need to focus on what's most valuable. And also with the increase in requests for photo shoots, yeah, that means it will be a little bit tricky on this place. So let's see, I probably won't have a schedule next month. Instead it will be more like, yeah, I'll stream whenever I have time and when I feel for it, and try to blend it in more with my other activities. So if I have a photo shoot somewhere in the city, I might stream before or after that shoot, for example. There was another super chat from you. Oh, thank you, Brad. Sorry about that then. Sorry. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about for November. I will tell you a little bit more about it on the Patreon only stream. The sad reality is that it always has to do with economics. That's always a driving factor. So yeah. His voice is relaxing. Thank you, Late Blossom. Thank you. That's good to hear. By the way, those of you who watched my last stream, the one from Shibuya Shibuya Halloween, you might remember that I got interviewed by a TV team during my stream. That was kind of weird and funny. It seems like, I don't know, I haven't heard from anyone that they actually used it. I think my mother-in-law even watched the channel to see if I appeared, but maybe they changed their mind because of what happened in Korea. Maybe they changed the plans. I don't know, but it seems like they didn't use it, and in a way I think it's good because I don't feel confident that I said any good things. I was very stressed plus extremely hangover when I did that stream, so yeah. And thank you, Jenny, for the super chat. Let me see, I think, oh yes, now I'm here, great. So this is the start of the Greenway. I think I need to take off my jacket, it's pretty warm. Yeah, I had no costume, but also like I was very negative about the whole Halloween thing, and I was like telling them very frankly that yeah, I'm only here because my viewers want me to be here. I don't care about this, and this is like stressing me out. I don't like being in crowded places. So maybe they wanted someone who was a little bit like more positive and excited about it. I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, show the material to their editor and they were like, who's this grumpy guy? We can't have him on TV. I don't know. That could very well be the explanation. Especially when I was hangover. I'm very negative when I'm hangover, I guess. So yeah. Maybe not the best time to catch me for an interview. Sweden also celebrate Halloween. I think in Sweden it's only like kids who do it, or mostly kids. Maybe some like adults have like Halloween parties and stuff, but not like here. It's not like this big event like it is here in Japan. I think the most people who dress up are kids doing like trick or treat. Nice old retro mansion here. This looks pretty old. I like the colors though. Soon this path will turn left and we'll be walking not next to the big street anymore. It's very rare in Tokyo, like proper bike lanes, where they say bike here, do not bike here. I wish Tokyo had more of those. Every time I bike, it's quite it feels quite dangerous. That's an apartment block, not a mansion. Well, in Japan, apartment blocks are called mansion. They misuse the word here, so and since we're in Japan, I will go with the Japanese terminology. But yeah, what's referred to as a mansion in the English-speaking world, I don't know what that's called in Japan, but yeah, in Japan this is a mansion, a concrete apartment building. If it's a wooden one, it's called apato. Mansion is a little bit higher class than apato. But here's a very good example. This is a typical mansion. This looks more like apato, this one. Apato tend to be lower, poorly, like soundproofed, and generally, yeah, the lowest form of dwelling, basically. Really need to take off my jacket. There's a little park coming up soon. Maybe we can sit down for a moment there and I can... Thank you for the super chat, X. Look, I did the meme number. Sorry, I don't understand that joke, but thank you nonetheless. Have you ever traveled to LA? I have not. I kind of want to go, but I also can't say that I have a very positive impression of that city. It seems to be a very, very car-dependent city, which I generally don't like. So I would love to go to California, but San Francisco is much higher up on my list, actually, of places I would like to see. Should I get convenient coffee? Nah, not yet. Maybe a little bit later. Oh, there's some construction work going on. It's on that, so I can't get in. This is the path I wanted to take. Okay, so it's a 360-meter long path currently under construction. Bummer. I guess I have to continue along this road a little bit further then. Transfer from the US would be interesting. Yeah, maybe. Get out of my jacket. Park here. Nice. Oh, thank you, we're from Toronto. Happy Halloween. Thanks for taking us to Shibuya. Thanks for watching. Nice little cone situation here. So anyway, let me put down my gimbal for a moment and get out of my jacket so I will not sweat to death. Speaking about sweating, I don't think I did a weather check today. 16 degrees. Supposed to go up to 20 today. Even though it's the last day of October, it's still pretty warm. Nice park this. Not sure if I've been here before. Maybe. Whoa. Lots of dogs. Hopefully happy dogs. Trees are starting to change color. Indeed, they are. Slowly but surely. A few leaves here and there. Peak autumn is supposed to happen here in Tokyo at the end of November, so we're still a few weeks away. Look, it's still under construction. That's too bad. It's so nice to walk here. But I can't, not yet. So yeah, very nice park. David, you're arriving. Welcome. Welcome to Japan. Hope you'll have a good time. Ah, look over there. We see one of the favorite buildings among my viewers on this channel. Can you see it? It's the castle in Sangenjaya. So I think I will walk to Sangenjaya today. Maybe. If you are inspiring me a lot, I will continue a little bit further than that, but Sangenjaya is my goal for right now. And as I said, there will be a Patreon only stream as soon as this stream ends. So there's still time to join me on Patreon if you want to join the Patreon only stream. Where you get a face reveal, as always, of course. And I will also tell you a little bit more about my life and my channel and anything else you guys would like me to talk about. However, if you are planning to join me on Patreon, you should know that if you join me today is actually the worst day of the month to join me on Patreon, because the way Patreon is set up is so that you pay the monthly fee when you join, and then you get charged on the 1st of every month. Meaning that if you join me today, you would pay, for example, $5 today, and then tomorrow is the 1st of November, so then you would be charged another $5. So, of course, if you don't mind that, I will gratefully take all your money, but you should be aware of it. Tricked. I actually had one member joining who didn't know that, and he asked me for a refund, and of course I gave him a refund. Good vending, happy price. Inflation still hasn't touched that vending machine. What a stupid count is that? Yeah, I don't know. It's the way Patreon is doing things. It's not the best system, I agree. Another little park with some dressed up kids, but I'm always a little bit careful with pointing my camera towards small children. think finally, no, yeah, maybe we reached the end of the construction zone. Yeah, I think so. Finally I can enter the greenway. Yep. Here there's no construction. Perfect. These are nice apartments. Lots of greenery out of the window. Yeah, if you haven't pressed the like button, please consider doing so. It's a super easy way for you to show your support and to help me reach more viewers. IT took my iPhone 14 Pro Osmo 6 and an external mic to the zoo. I think the external mic worked very well. Movo VXR10, thank you. Is it a stereo mic? Because that's kind of like, that's an important factor for me. I don't want my streams to have mono audio because I know that many of my viewers kind of enjoy the somewhat immersive sound you get from stereo. If it's a stereo mic, I will definitely check it out. Oh, an old post box and gas stand. Interesting. When you were in Sweden, your streams were a much more civilized hour. Yeah, I'm sorry, Matthew. It's my schedule here in Japan basically only allows me to do morning streams Japan time on weekdays. So I try to do at least an evening streak in the weekend. I did 2 evening streams last weekend, for example, to keep as many of you happy as possible. But yeah, I'm sorry. There are limitations to my schedule, so weekdays are primarily morning streams. Garfield, thank you. Beer might be a good idea this time under the sun. Well, I like how you're thinking, and I do not dismiss the idea, absolutely not. A beer would be nice, but you also know that I don't drink beer before lunchtime. And also I have my work meetings in the afternoon with the Swedish company that I work for. So I don't think I should be under the influence of alcohol during the meeting with my boss, for example. Oops, I was almost accidentally being a little bit too frisky with my Gaijin card there. Thank you. Ah yeah, Garfield. Nah. Thank you. What about non-alcoholic beer? The thing is that the non-alcoholic beer in Japan is really disgusting. I haven't found a tasty non-alcoholic beer here, unfortunately. In Europe there's a ton of them. There's been a lot of non-alcoholic beers popping up that actually taste really nice. But here in Japan, yeah, haven't found it. Found it. Yeah, all that thinking about beer forgot where I went, made me forget my bearings, my spatial location. Anyway, yeah, this should turn green at some point. screen. I already used my Gaijin card today. Okay, Jenny. So I've already double flexed it maybe. .50 viewers now. That's nice. Good to see that so many of you are joining me on this little morning stroll towards Sangenjaya. We also have a pretty nice view of the Carrot Tower there. Sound like Peter Barakan. I think someone told me that before. Don't know who he is though, but I think I've heard that before. Oh wait, he's also like Japanese, like some non-Japanese person living in Japan doing like travel shows, right? I think I looked him up last time someone said it. Interesting house here. No, I generally don't drink non-alcoholic beverages very often. Or that sounded weird, that came out very wrong. I generally don't drink sweet drinks too often, like Coca-Cola. I don't like that. Or I like it, but it's a very unhealthy habit, so I try to avoid doing it unless I'm really, really craving one. Nice decorations in front of that house. Thing is, I like to eat candy, so I get quite a bit of sugar intake that way, so I think it's, yeah, I really shouldn't get a ton of sugar from what I'm drinking too. That's not good. That's not good for me. Zero Coke. I don't know, I think those drinks taste really bad actually. I'm not so fond of those artificial sweeteners. I have a question. How about water from the sink? Is it safe in Japan to drink? In Malta we have to buy water in bottles. It's safe to drink the tap water here. A lot of people do it. However, it does taste a little bit of chlorine. So many people have water filters. In our apartment actually we have like a filter built into the tap, so we kind of switch it, like there's a lever, so when we're gonna like drink the water we switch over to the filtered water. But yeah, that's mainly for flavor reasons, not so much for safety reasons. There's so many nice little corners in the streets here. far would it be to go from Tokyo to Wilderness? Avid hiker and camper, but also love a walkable city. So if you go to the mountains in the west, around Takao, which is about an hour from central Tokyo, then you have lots of good places for hiking. So yeah, even like within the city limits of Tokyo, you can actually find like mountains and stuff, which is one of the things I really enjoy about living here, that you have those things relatively close, relatively nearby, and with the amazing public transport, it's not too much of a hassle to get there. Ooh, Carrot Tower. This is a nice view. I like this. Maybe we should continue down this way a little bit further. I think there's a park down here. Any earthquakes in Tokyo recently? No. I don't think I've felt a single earthquake since coming back here. It's been 6 weeks since I came back to Tokyo, and so far no earthquakes. Another nice little park here. Well, a bit sad actually. It's next to some industrial facility or a construction site maybe. I think I have to turn here, turn up towards the Tower of Carrots. There it is. There it is. Oh, in that case I can actually continue along the greenway a little bit further. Where is this? So we're close to Sangenjaya. And Sangenjaya is just a few stops from Shibuya. Is that a bird? Indeed, I think you are hearing a crow, a Japanese crow. So I think actually, let me just check the map before so I don't make a fool of myself. Maybe not. Yeah, I was about to make a fool of myself. No, never mind that. It's a pretty sad outdoor gym. So I'll head here. here towards Sangenjaya. Very nice little dense old school Asian street crossing here. We are getting pretty close to Sangenjaya. What's this? This looks delicious. Tantan men without soup. Probably have lunch in Sangenjaya today then. Yeah. Sometimes but in many cases I don't know myself. So then I just write live Tokyo walk and then I change the title afterwards. But like this morning I didn't really know where I would be walking, so I just decided to go for a live Tokyo walk today. Closer to a coffee break. Yeah, I would like a coffee, but I think I will do maybe a coffee break during my Patreon only stream. Some pretty nice layering going on here too. You have this super old buildings here, and then you have a slightly newer residential building, and then you have the high-rise Carrot Tower. Oh, very nice area. Wait, am I? Ah, okay, I'm here now. Not hold on there. Yeah. Now I know where I am. I've been drunk in this bar a couple of years ago. And this place is dangerous. They have like homemade flavored, like very strong homemade alcohol, or like not the alcohol itself is not homemade, but the flavoring, they make it themselves. So yeah, we're in the little bar area here in Sangenjaya. Sangenjaya is a very nice area. I like this part of town. You have so much of these local streets and lots of old charm. However, I wouldn't be surprised if these blocks won't last that much longer. They're probably a fire hazard, and there's probably mighty interests with fat wallets waiting to redevelop this land. So let's enjoy it while we can, and I love this flower shop. Someone to pass. It's a nice little street crossing. All the shops are like opening now. Yes, George, it's fun when you're walking around randomly and you think for a moment that you don't know where you are, and then you realize, oh, I've been drunk here. I don't know if that ever happens to you, but it happens to me from time to time. It's usually a feeling that gives me a bit of joy. Reminds me of the days when I was young and was drinking quite often. Oh, thank you, Fungus. Yes. So whenever I come here, people often mention Persona. I haven't played the game myself, so I don't really know, but I guess it takes place on these streets. Obviously a man who navigates by pubs. Well, not so much anymore, but yeah, during my first 10 years or so in Japan, I was out drinking quite often when I was young and had the stamina to do so. These days it happens far less often. This so many times before, but yeah, these streets at night are some of the most photogenic spots in Tokyo, in my opinion. Konnichiwa, いつも配信楽しく見せさせていただきます。ありがとうございます。Anyway, we're here. We're in front of Para Tower, and I think I will wrap things up here, and then I will figure out a good place for my Patreon only stream. So the link for the Patreon only stream is in the latest post on Patreon. So at the bottom of the posts that announce this stream that you're watching right now, there's a link to the Patreon only stream. So hope you can find that. Give me, I don't know, 10 minutes or so to figure out the place to do it. But I will start it as soon as I've found a place to sit down. I need to figure out a good place to wave goodbye. So maybe a few more minutes before I end the stream. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Thanks and see you soon, Patreon friends. Bye bye! Hej då! Auf Wiedersehen und mata ne!